Our Melbourne morning began early with us dropping in at this lovely breakfast cafe near Port Campbell.
Morning.
Oh, good morning.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
I'm Rocky.
Okay, how you going, Sam?
How's it going, Mayur?
Sam.
What a nice oasis of warmth.
Oh, thanks.
Just some breakfast, please.
Yeah.
Do you think we can sit outside and eat our breakfast while
Yeah, sure you can.
Okay, great.
Awesome, thank you.
No worries, won't be long.
अच्छा चल breakfast हो रही है बता what would be the ideal breakfast?
ये सोच $16 में कितनी पूरियां मिल जाएंगी पंचम पूरी वाले से
आलू पूरी छोले भटूरे गरम गरम. Hi.
Morning, guys.
It's beautiful out here.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God.
Fried eggs and chorizo.
Wow. Thank you. Breakfast like a king may be a cliche, but never goes out of fashion with the likes of us. यार एक बात तो है, तूने पिछले जन्म में बहुत पुण्य किए होंगे. सेटिंग देख, जगह देख, ओशन नदी किनारे मेरे जैसा दोस्त, इतना अच्छा नाश्ता, और क्या चाहिए जिंदगी में किसी को?
पंचम पूरी वाला.
इतने भी पुण्य नहीं करे होते किसी ने.
The Great Ocean Road is one of the most picturesque roads in the world. Sometimes, scenic drives are a wonderful way to soak in the countryside, and that is what we did, heading to our next destination, the famous 12 Apostles. Taking the warning signs seriously was a sign, as our crew encountered a small, venomous snake too.
Like on here, Peter was working overtime one Saturday and the kids come in and said, Mum,
That's
there's two
just
snakes
one of the
outside.
things in Australia, of
They're
the many
both
things in
tangled-
Australia that can kill
tangled,
you.
So we don't know whether they're
That
mating or
is a
whether
little
the
snake,
two
it's
males
little.
fighting off, yeah.
But it's
And
super
these guys
poisonous.
Yes, but yes, oh, they're fierce. They're poisonous, yeah. I've killed plenty of them, but no.
Which one? Yeah, this is the tiger snake.
There are some places so stunning that they end up being clicked as beautiful wallpapers for our devices. The 12 Apostles is one such spectacular sight. Ah, beautiful, yeah. Man, you know what would be really spectacular? A bird's eye view of this whole setup with the color of the water and the colors of the stone coming out really nicely, huh?
Helicopter shot.
Predictably, the view from above was mind-blowing as we saw the gigantic limestone structures eroded by centuries of ocean currents.
Dude, that was awesome, man. So we've just been on a very thrilling ride. Agreed. Yeah. And we've been to see something called the 12 Apostles. We've been along what is called the Great Ocean Road, which is a great tourist attraction here in Australia. In fact, it's really on top. And having been on this ride, we can see why.
Yeah, it is stunning. There's a beautiful road right along a wonderful beach, and then there are these areas of land that have got cut off and are like tall island spires sticking out of the ocean. Have to be seen to be believed. Though the funny thing is, there are not 12 apostles anymore. There are only 7 apostles left. It's a wonderful thing to come out over here and take this helicopter ride. It's only 15 minutes, but you can get some wonderful shots of video on your camera of going past this coastline. Get out here, have some fun.
Next on our to-do list, to meet one of the most intelligent species in the sea.
How's it going?
Going good, mate. How are
Mayur.
you?
This is my friend Rocky that I told you about.
Rocky, pleased to meet you. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet
Rocky.
you. My name's Monique. Nice to meet you, Rocky.
How's it going, Monique?
Hello, how are you?
The salty fine sprays from the pristine blue waters on our faces gave us full exhilaration.
Okay, this is something you must do. You're in Melbourne, take the time out, drive about an hour, get to Queenscliff and check out South Bay Eco Tours. You can actually rent, get out in the boat. They have a marine biologist. They have people who know this area really well. And you get sightings. You can reach over and almost touch dolphins. This is just the start. You can actually get 3 different species. That's just one of them. Look at that.
Luckily, these ocean-dwelling cute creatures were as excited to see us as we were to watch them.
Why do they do that? Why are they just like sort of swimming along with the boat? That's so beautiful.
I guess if you can cast your eye out there's not a lot in the ocean. There's a lot down on the bottom, but there's not a lot in the mid-water. So for them, it's some entertainment. It's something that's big, it's moving fast, and they can have a bit of fun with the waves that the boat creates.
It's just a party.
It's just fun.
And we think we're having fun looking at the
That's
dolphins.
exactly
We don't know
right.
the dolphins are like, hey, look, tourists.
Yeah, so if they're not feeding or focusing on getting from A to B, then for them it's a bit of entertainment, which is the same as if we were out for a walk and we saw something exciting to have a look at. It's the same thing. Yeah.
What's the best time, like, for anybody that wants to come out here and take a look?
Summer's always a good time in a boat.
Okay.
Winter's a bit more rugged. November to Easter is our peak period. After that, we do sporadic tours on good days like this. If there's whale sightings, we do pop-up tours on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
And people can just rush
Yeah,
here.
people can keep an eye on us and they can join in on tours.
So what's next? Where are we going now?
So now we'll go back into the bay and we'll go and meet some Australian fur seals. They're beautiful and they were nearly hunted to extinction, but their numbers are coming back, so we'll get to meet some of them.
Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, the dolphins are still around.
Yeah.
Sound good.
Love it.
The Australian fur seal is an endearing animal with long whiskers that help them find food at the bottom of the ocean. These are the gannets, right?
These are the Australasian gannets, yeah. So this is a breeding colony on this wooden structure and on some of the rocks as well. They're one of the deepest diving fishing birds, and they're one of the few birds with forward-facing vision, so they can judge the distance. So without that, they'd have trouble.
Australia respects nature and takes its conservation very seriously. This is something we can all learn from them.
Let's go! Woohoo!
No hands.
And finally, we took off at a blazing speed, steering the boat towards the shore.
Everybody up back in one piece. Dolphins done, seals done.
Australasian gannets done.
Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, we're back. Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Listen, I know this. A lot of people don't know this. That you're a wine star.
Enthusiast. I like good wine. Wine वाली जगह है?
मेरे को तो समझ नहीं आती भाई wine. मेरे को तो सारी एक जैसी लगती हैं.
Yes.
I have spoken to somebody who is waiting to give you some food and some really nice wine, and maybe tell you a little bit about Australian wines also. This wonderful bayside cafe with a rabbit-eared logo is a beautiful setting for great conversations over food and wine. Apart from making a great name for themselves, Australian wines, what they also do is they have these beautiful vineyards. They bring in local produce, set up these little kitchens, and then this one obviously is done really well. But it is a beautiful setting though, isn't it?
No kidding. I've been to many vineyards, but this view of ocean when you sit out here and all these turning leaves, super, man.
It is beautiful.
Very nice.
So I know the chef, and he's already got something going. Hi, how are you?
Okay, who's having what today?
He's vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian, so we have Tillagio panna cotta there for you.
Wow. Look at
And
that.
nice peppered quail there with you, with locally produced speck.
That's beautiful.
Okay, when we do the mains, of course, we're going to have to trouble you. Or do you want to tell us now what you're giving us for the mains and what you plan to pair that with?
We have our king brown mushrooms, some black garlic butter, nice miso broth, some miso noodles, nice sort of Asian sort of flavours.
Oh, nice.
So with that one, I'd actually probably pair that with a Pinot Noir,
Yeah.
I would say. They'll cut through everything else. And for the seafood main, so we have ocean trout,
getting the trout.
so fennellies or stuff like that. So just a nice sort of simple Grigio,
Okay.
which will just...
Which is good. Simple wines for simple people.
Thank you.
Salut.
Oh, the food is here. Come on, the mains are here.
Sorry, we were just working up our appetite by enjoying the beautiful view. I know you guys are probably used to it all the time, but for us, this is really special, yeah.
Been here nearly 9 years and I don't think I'm used to it yet.
Oh my God, oh wow, look at that sesame.
Ooh, I can smell the herbs off that right here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Yeah, I'll let you enjoy it.
Look at that. It would be a pity to dig into that. I don't even want to dig into it. I just want to look at it for a while.
Go hungry?
I'll eat your
Not
food.
really, I
now.
insist.
Take a break. Let me just die.
Why? Why? What are you dying for?
Oh, yaar. Death hogi kha ke trout.
Oh, very nice. That good.
It was brilliant. Look at this layering. Just look at this. Dry. It's just coming apart. You can't even pick it with a fork. It's so beautifully fresh. It just falls away. How they get that on the inside? The whole inside is filled with herbs. That's the inside of the fish.
Next, we headed out to a place called the Flying Brick Cider Company. It's a place that makes home brews, and we totally related to that tagline. Unashamed and unrestrained. Yeehaw!
I think it's important. Yeah? We should know. I mean, as people who are involved in food, we must know what cider is all about.
I know. Apple cider vinegar. I have a shot of it every morning. It's supposed to be really good for your metabolism.
I know. We both know about that, but that's only one part of cider. I'm sure that there are more kinds of cider. 5, 6.
Hey, mate.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How's it going?
Pretty
so,
good.
we were driving past and we saw this big sign. And like, do you guys serve drinks and food and
Certainly do, mate. All ciders. Big cider house.
apple cider vinegar? I told you.
No, definitely not, mate.
No?
Much better.
That's what I said. So we guys work with food.
Yeah.
And we travel everywhere and we eat.
Yep.
And I said there's more to cider than apple cider vinegar. Look,
vinegar
there's
gone.
original cider, there's pear cider, there's draft cider, there's berry 15,
Righto. Let's start off.
and scrumpy. Oh wow,
Let's start off.
awesome! So how do you guys do this now? Is it a tasting?
Yeah, so I'll do a tasting for you guys. I'll start off with original cider.
Lovely.
Now, people tend to come into here.
Is everybody in Australia this friendly? You walk in and you ask a question and you get like free alcohol.
Exactly. You come to the right place. So what you have with this, what we tend to feel ciders normally like. So a sweet apple cider. No vinegar.
Wow. Yeah.
Take away the vinegar.
I wish I could do shots of this every morning.
That's like a really tempered down, non-sweetened apple juice, which is really nice.
first one we had was apple.
First one was apple. Second, we're going to pear. And what we're going from is the sweetest to the driest.
Oh, my favorite just went here.
Just went there?
Yeah.
Because it still has a bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
not as dry as the pear.
definitely not. Definitely not. And it has a bit more depth to it.
If I were to pick a favorite, that's what it would be.
Very 15. I think the difference between this and all the other cider that I've had, this one is almost like a nice wine with a cidery flavor with bubbles in it.
Exactly. Perfect. What I'll do, I'll get you 2 nice big fresh ones.
Okay.
So we're not mixing with the scrumpy.
Lovely.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So, are you ready for the tour?
Yes.
Perfect.
So, can we do the tour now?
We certainly can. Right, so what we have here is really a small-scale cidery. So a small-scale version of what the basic process of making cider is, or at least our version, so the whole fruit version of making cider. And it's really, really simple.
And this is an in-use factory. I mean, you're actually making cider here.
So the perry, which we really liked, the scrumpy, which we didn't like, they all get made in here. So this is our small batch, single batch factory. So it's a really simple process. You basically, fruit comes into here. So the apples and the pears, they get chucked in this machine. Basically goes up, gets mulched or pulped, whatever you want to call it. So it just gets churned up. Then we get put over here. And it's a really simple process of just a big press. So it just comes down and presses the fruit, and then you get juice.
Right.
All the liquid, the juice that gets coming out, goes into here, and then gets pumped into the tank, and then just sits there.
Do you remove all the seeds? Do you core the fruits? Because apples and pears, the seeds and stuff, you can't use those, right?
When you pulp it and when you press it, it'll go through a filter. So it'll go through like a filter process before it gets pumped into here.
Okay.
And then it'll sit in there for however long, maybe 2 months. Then again, depending on the flavours he wants to come out within the cider, he might put all the cider through the barrels for maybe a month or so, depending on really what he wants to do.
Okay.
Oh, so he could store them in the barrels as well?
Yeah. So what tends to happen is that we might go from the steel containers into the barrels. So we might spend about 1.5 months in there and then maybe a month in the barrels. And then from there, we get pumped through filtering. So depending on the cider, like the scrumpy doesn't have a lot of filtering, which is why it's really cloudy and you can't see.
So how does the juice turn into cider then? Just because it's been sitting there fermenting its own sugar?
Yeah, a bit of yeast just get added to it, and then just the yeast eats the sugar, the residual sugar, and then that just makes alcohol. That's the fermentation process.
Perfect.
And then so from there we get pumped into that tank, and that's the carbonation tank. So once it gets filtered and then put into there, carbon dioxide gets pumped into it to make it fizzy. And then from there, gets put into the kegs, then comes out the taps. Cheers.
तो सोच रहा होगा मैं तेरे को पतली गली में क्यों लेके आया?
हाँ.
So a friend of mine has recommended an eating place to end your day in Melbourne.
I know some of your friends. So whose recommendation is this?
चल तो सही तेरे को बताता हूँ.
ये पहले बता दो किसने बोला?
विकी यार विकी.
विकी निरूला उसको कुछ नहीं आता मैं जा रहा हूँ यहाँ से.
शायद तेरे नाम से होगा विकी रत्नानी. हाँ?
So what are we expecting here?
Well, they sort of do a fusion cuisine. So what they've done is they've taken very authentic dishes from all over the world, like Vietnam and Thailand or France or whatever, and they replicate those dishes. So जैसी होती है वहाँ पे वैसी यहाँ पे होगी, लेकिन it's a combination of food from everywhere.
Vegetarian.
होना चाहिए. Hey.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm Mayur.
Come, please have a seat, man. Okay, great. So we've just been talking about the restaurant.
Ben, what's the story behind Coda?
Yeah. So the story behind Coda, the two owners, Kate and Michael Bartholomew, wanted to open a restaurant. Michael just came from being part of the team that opened Movida, which is another famous restaurant in the city. And they wanted to open something of their own. They had the idea, they wanted a French restaurant, but they didn't have a chef. Adam De Silva won Chef of the Year, Young Chef of the Year,
Yeah.
and he got to do a stage in New York. I think he worked at Per Se a couple months, and then they came back. Boom, that's your chef. And so they set it up with him, but his only stipulation was that he wanted to cook Asian food. So the compromise was French Vietnamese.
Wow.
Yeah, so natural fusion. Opened about 7 years ago, and we're still here today, still going.
Well, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
So it's been around for 7 years then, huh?
7 years, yeah.
Well, it is famous, I'll tell you, because
Yeah.
I got one of the best chefs in India to recommend the place to me, and he was like, you
cool.
have to go to Koda
Yeah, nice.
at the end of the day and just chill.
Yeah.
And it is quite beautiful, bro.
Just give me a couple minutes. I'll be back with some starters, and I'll come back with some mains.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you.
See
We're
you
ready.
guys in a second.
Cheers. Well, that's an interesting story. Yes, 7 years is a good run through the recession as well.
And you know what I like is, I want French, I want Asian. Chalo. Combination.
Asian.
Thank you.
Wow, that looks good. Cheers. Koda's menu is a riot of flavors and textures intelligently paired with wines that go with them.
Oh boy. Uber hot.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Oh, the duck is perfectly done, yeah. I really love the flavors, man. Here's the bite. You know what coda means? It's like a musical piece at the end of a musical piece, which is similar. So when you finish a musical piece, it's that little bit at the end where people come on to take a bow or something of that sort.
Nice.
So it's like a grand finale almost. So this is like a coda for the evening. Yeah.